What if you woke up tomorrow with $30 million in your bank account, but there's a catch. You don't get 30 years. You don't even get 30 months. You get 30 days. No illegal shortcuts. No giving it all away. No hiding it. If you fail, you lose everything. This isn't just about spending money. This is about power, pressure, psychology, and how the American financial system really works. Welcome to the ultimate financial challenge. Rules of the challenge. Before we begin, let's set the rules clearly, because rules decide winners and losers in finance. You must spend every dollar within 30 days. All spending must be legal under U.S. law. No direct cash donations. Assets must be verifiable and documented. Unspent money at day 30 equals challenge failed. Sounds easy? It's not, because once you cross a certain amount, money stops being freedom and starts becoming a problem to manage. Reality hits hard. Day 1 starts with confidence. $30 million? Easy. The initial high is exhilarating, a wave of possibility washing over you. You envision a simple transfer, a few clicks, and done. Then reality punches you in the face. Banks flag your account. The first call comes early morning. Sir, this is an unusual sum. We need to verify the source of funds, establish a new relationship manager, and discuss your spending intentions. Suddenly, your private windfall feels public, scrutinized. Compliance teams ask questions. Every transaction over 6 figures triggers reviews. Each attempted wire transfer is held, pending verification, pending explanation. You realize the money isn't just yours in the way $100 is. It's a sum that demands justification, an amount that triggers an entire infrastructure of oversight. In America, money moves fast, but big money moves slow. You quickly realize spending millions isn't about desire. It's about permission. You are no longer just a consumer. You are a financial entity under the watchful eye of the system itself. Real estate saves the game. This is where smart money goes first. Luxury real estate, a $12 million waterfront mansion in Florida, a $6 million New York penthouse, a $4 million California hillside home. Sounds like success, right? The thrill of the acquisition is tangible, even if just on paper. You imagine the views, the space, the sheer permanence of these assets. But here's the problem. Real estate doesn't close fast. Escrow, inspections, legal delays. Each property is a labyrinth of paperwork, attorneys demanding endless documentation, title companies conducting exhaustive searches. You sign mountains of documents, yet the actual money remains stubbornly in your account, pending the next bureaucratic hurdle. A $12 million mansion isn't just a house. It's a legal battlefield where deadlines clash with due diligence. Money wants to move. Systems want to slow you down. Time is already slipping away. Days that felt endless are now racing past, marked by frustrating phone calls and the slow grind of legal processes. Luxury burns cash fast. Now comes speed spending. This is where the immediate gratification lives, where you try to reclaim some of that initial excitement. $3 million hypercar collection, $1.2 million private jet flight hours, $800,000 armored SUV, $500,000 custom watches and jewelry. Money starts disappearing fast. The initial rush of ordering a bespoke watch or commissioning a custom vehicle is fleeting. You might feel a momentary surge of power, but it quickly dissipates. But something strange happens. The excitement fades. Every purchase feels mechanical. It's not about joy or personal fulfillment. It's about checking a box, reducing a number. The hypercar sits in a showroom. The private jet hours are just a line item. The watch a cold piece of metal. The personal connection is lost, replaced by the sheer transactional nature of the spending spree. This is the moment many millionaires talk about. When money stops being emotional, it becomes a tool, a burden, a problem to solve. Investments versus the clock. Stocks? Too volatile. The risk of a market dip, or even the time it takes for a large block trade to settle, is too high. Crypto? Compliance nightmare. The regulatory landscape is too murky. The liquidity for such large sums too unpredictable. So the focus shifts to private equity, business acquisitions, high-ticket franchise ownership. Millions are deployed in chunks. But again, contracts, lawyers, approvals. Deploying capital into private ventures isn't like buying a stock. It's forging complex agreements. You're dealing with term sheets, due diligence, valuation models. Every sentence is a negotiation, every clause a potential delay. Business acquisitions demand lawyers for both sides, regulatory filings, and integration plans. High-ticket franchises involve intricate licensing agreements, territorial rights, and operational blueprints. These aren't purchases. They are entanglements demanding trust and extensive negotiation, which takes time, the one commodity you don't possess. You learn a brutal truth. The richer you get, the fewer doors open quickly. The very scale of your wealth attracts scrutiny, complexity, and ultimately inertia. Panic mode. 5 days left. Millions still unspent. Pressure kicks in. Sleep disappears. The mirror shows a stranger. Bloodshot eyes, a perpetually furrowed brow. You're fueled by caffeine and an escalating sense of dread. Decisions speed up. What started as strategic planning descends into frantic scrambling. You find yourself considering wildly risky or unconventional plays, only to pull back at the last second, remembering the legal and verifiable rules. Every phone call is urgent. Every email a potential lifeline or a new headache. The simple act of checking your bank balance becomes an anxiety attack. You start asking questions nobody warns you about. Can I spend too fast? Can wealth become a liability? Is financial freedom actually stressful? The $30 million, once a symbol of ultimate liberty, has become a suffocating weight. You are a prisoner of your own fortune, racing against an invisible clock. This is where most people would fail. The final play, the final strategy, a desperate, calculated sprint. High-value art. Galleries and auction houses are accustomed to rapid, high-net-worth transactions, often with established clients. Commercial real estate deposits. Securing future acquisitions with non-refundable down payments, locking up significant capital quickly. Corporate bond bulk purchases. Liquid, verifiable, and manageable in large blocks through institutional brokers. Prepaid long-term service contracts. Decades of bespoke security, private medical care, or specialized logistical support for the assets you've acquired. Everything is executed in the final 72 hours. It's a blur of digital signatures, frantic wire transfers, and desperate calls to ensure funds clear before the stroke of midnight. The world compresses into a series of financial transactions, the only goal to reduce that number to zero. At midnight, the balance hits zero. Challenge complete. A profound exhaustion washes over you, deeper than any sleep deprivation. The real lesson: this challenge wasn't about money. It was about systems. In the US, wealth isn't controlled by cash. It's controlled by structure, time, and access. It's controlled by the lawyers, the banks, the compliance officers, the brokers, and the myriad regulations that govern the movement of capital. Having money doesn't make you powerful. Understanding how money moves does. Understanding the loopholes, the accelerators, and the unavoidable friction points within the system is the true leverage. So ask yourself, if you were given $30 million, would it free you, or would it expose everything you don't understand about money? Because real wealth isn't spending fast. It's knowing what to do when the clock is ticking.